welcome to another rip-roaring edition of Balls Out with Ben Glaze and... what's that other guy's name? Oh yeah, Brett Hayes. You can't be here. We had scheduling conflicts this week. Therapy, comedy, work, golf leagues. Let's see, what do we do on Thursdays? Oh yeah, I record a podcast with Eric on Thursdays. And then Friday, which is today, timestamp, I'm going to Chicago to see one of my favorite comedians, Sam Morril. Brett loves that guy. I'm seeing him film a comedy special, which will probably end up on YouTube. So I'll be like, haha, I was there. But yeah, we couldn't get together. And instead of putting together a best of this week, I thought I'd just do one of these. Give this a try, a solo podcast. But speaking of Brett, go give him a follow on Twitter. At the Brett Hayes. He's got like 3 followers away from 400 or something like that. Let's get him to 400 by the end of 2022. But yeah, let's. I sent out a question for you guys saying if you have any comedy questions for Ben, send them in, and let's just get right into them. Oh yeah, there was none. That's right. That's right. Right now, if I had the drop machine, I'd be playing crickets because not a single question came in. But anyways, welcome to the BOMEDY podcast, where I'm going to talk about comedy and bombing. You know, when you hear crickets, when you get a smattering of laughter and just completely nothing. Speaking of that, oh my God. You want to talk about bombing? So I did a show last week at a place called Tip Top Deluxe. And this place is hard to do comedy at. It's normally just comedians. And there's like a few people, like regular people that are there to laugh at jokes. But if you're doing jokes to comedians, they've seen all your shit basically. So if you don't come with something completely brand new for that day, you're bound not to get very good laughs. And that's what happened last week. Holy shit. I did a couple jokes where it got like one laugh here or one laugh there, but fuck me. To go on stage and talk for 7 minutes trying to get people to laugh and to hear just like one laugh here or there or absolutely nothing. Whoo-wee! Tell you what. The other week before that, I had not the other week, but the month before, I had to retire a joke because of the second time I did it at that place. I thought, well, it's comedians. Let's just say I did the joke one time and it did well. And then the next week I did it. I'd had 2 comedy shows back to back, one at 7, one at 9. I did one at a place called Garage Bar. That one's a decent sized room where it's a decent amount of regular people there. But the joke's a little offensive, so it got zilch. Nothing. Alright, so the joke is, now I personally think this joke is gold. I think it's written well, but it might just be better written down instead of actually saying it in front of a crowd because it deals with numbers and you can see the number 4 written out. The joke is, some people are bisexual. They go both ways. Some people are trisexual. They'll try anything sexual. But for me, I'm for sexual. I'm for sexual harassment. Now, of course, you can see when I write it out that the number 4 is F-O-U-R. But when I tell the joke, you don't know. But, God, maybe this joke just sucks. That might be the case. But holy shit, garage bar. Halfway through my set, I'd tell this joke. So I'm probably about 3.5 minutes in, maybe 4 minutes in. I tell this joke to no response. And when I say no response, I mean none. Like, everybody's assholes puckered up and the crowd just went completely silent. It's like they all got together and said, hey, at this one point, make no noise, because that's what happened. And then I could not recover. I tried to go into other jokes. It did nothing. So I was just awkwardly, uncomfortably laughing up there, trying to get the host's attention, trying to get her to come back up to the stage. And she just hung me out to dry for the whole rest of the 7 minutes. Then all of a sudden I hear someone say, closer. And so I went to my closer, which is like a 5-second joke, which, thank God, that actually got a pop and I was able to just get the fuck out of there. But damn. Come to find out, the person who yelled closer was my girlfriend. Thank God she was there. Whew. I had 2 friends there that had never seen me do comedy before, too. They're like, "Oh yeah, I love the way your sets, blend in together. Like, one joke goes from into another joke. Some comedians don't do that. It just goes joke, joke, joke." But they had to see me bomb hard, and then I went to Tip Top, and I was like, "Well, at this place, since it's mostly just comedians, I'll tell the offensive joke and it'll get a laugh because comedians like that kind of humor." But no. Halfway through my set, again, I tell the joke to nothing. Nothing. No laughs. No groans. Like, even if you tell an offensive joke or a dark joke, like, sometimes you'll get groans, and that's okay because that at least they're responding in some way. But to get nothing, holy shit. But yeah, can you believe this all started from some stupid radio bet? 4 years ago. 4.5 years ago. 2018. Me and Eric Zane, the Eric Zane show on WBBL 107.3, the worst place to be on the radio. They have a country station now once they let us go. They have a country station, The Thunder. And it fucking sucks. They have worse ratings than we did. Yikes, and we were a sports station. I always thought that if we had an alternative rock station or something like that we would have done way better. But I don't know. I just feel like 107.3, nobody finds it. Nobody listens. You think with a country station where, they have B93, but then maybe B93's just got everybody. But then they have like Mix 95.7 and Hot FM who play almost the same stuff, and they do okay. But then you have B93, who's a powerhouse in the country radio, and then you have the Thunder, who just fucking sucks. They get worse ratings than my for sexual harassment joke. But 2018, me and Eric, we're doing a competition, weight loss competition, because we both want to lose weight. For the new year. New year, new me. That's right. I fucking hate that saying. And we decide to make it fun. I think I was at 203 pounds. And I wanted to get down to 180, and Eric was, I think, at 175, and he wanted to get down to 160. So I was supposed to lose 23 pounds, and he was going to lose 15. And whoever got there first was the winner. And then the loser of the competition, we came up with, had to do stand-up. Open mic stand-up for the first time. And it was going to be at Dr. Grin's. Back when Dr. Grin's was a place. Do 3 minutes of They had 5 open micers do 3 minutes of stand-up on Thursdays before the regular comedy. What a time. At that place, people are there to see comedy. So in those 3 minutes, you can tell a lot about your how well your jokes are in that 3 minutes, because if it does nothing at a place where people are there to see comedy, you know it's a stinker. You know it's a dud. That's when you retire, just like mine. I bet you if I did the for sexual harassment joke, I probably would have gotten in trouble at that one. I would have felt horrible if that would have gotten nothing. But yeah, so, and then it took like 6-7 months, maybe 9 months before one of us lost. The bet, it just dragged on and on and on. Neither of us could lose the weight. I had gotten close. I had gotten down to, what did I get down to? Maybe I was trying to get down to 170 or 175, but I had gotten down to 180, 183, something like that. I had lost 20 pounds on the weight loss challenge because of age management. The age management program where I was shooting needles into my skin. I hate needles. But after I stopped taking the needles, that's when my weight just bounced right back up. I was shot from 180, 183 back right up to back to the 203 that I started at. Fucking sucked. I was fat as shit. Well, not fat as shit. I've come to find out what fat as shit is now. I'm almost 30 pounds heavier than I was back then. Shit. But we lost the bet. And then I had to do stand-up. And oh my God, everybody wanted to know when I was going to do it so they can go and watch and cheer me on and probably heckle me during my set. It was going to be a disaster. I was so fucking nervous about it. But I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it right, I'm going to do it in front of just strangers that are there to see, the people they came to see. They don't know that some fat slob from the radio can't lose 30 fucking pounds, and now he has to do stand-up for the first time, is going to be performing for them. They paid money to see this actual comedian tell jokes, make them laugh. But now they're going to see some kid do it for the first time who's never written a joke in his goddamn life. Try to make them laugh. He should be paying them. Some places for open mic comedy, you actually got to pay like $5 to perform. Ugh. Can you imagine if I paid $5 for people to be silent during my forced sexual harassment joke? Ay, ay, ay. But damn. I had to write my first jokes. Oh my God, my first joke. What was my first joke? My first joke almost would have taken up. Fuck. Oh, that's what it was. So my first joke, it would have taken up like a whole minute. And Stu McAllister highly recommended that I not tell a joke that would take a minute for my first time, because before the Grins 3 minutes, there was a chance for me to do stand-up for just 60 seconds at a show called Kill Tony, where they have open micers tell 1 minute of jokes. And then they judge and make fun of you. They roast you. They find out about you. And I was going to do this one joke that I was working on. The first joke I ever thought of, called How Was It? Holy shit. This piece of shit joke. How is it? That's what it's called. Here we go. I hate getting food at a restaurant and before you can even get to it, the waiter or waitress asks how the food is. Well, it looked good on the menu. It could be good, but it could be total shit. I don't know yet. It could be cold. There could be a hair in it. Now imagine putting that scenario into other parts of your life. Imagine being in a movie, and right before it starts, they turn the lights back on and ask, how is the movie going? Well, it looked good in the trailer. It could be good, but it could be total shit. I don't know yet. People could be loud, and there could be a shooter in the theater. Oh, fuck. That was the joke. That was the first joke I ever wrote, and boy, is it shit. I mean, I went dark. Shooter in the theater. Holy balls. Kind of went for the gusto there. But, it's a pile of garbage. Looking out the window, there's a bunny. Ooh. We had just had like 10 bunnies get born right on the side of our apartment. But anyways, where the fuck was I? Oh, yeah, back to jokes. First jokes I ever wrote. I have 2 jokes in my act that I did for the first time that are still jokes that I tell today. Maybe that either means that they were that good or that I'm still just that shitty. Nah. One of them is a soft serve dick joke that my bread and butter. I added a little more to that joke at the end of it. And I just re-listened to it. Maybe I should put that on here.
However, I have been dating the same girl for about 7 months now. I wish I could say it's because of the amazing sex. But like I said, I have mental problems, so I'm constantly taking pills that make my libido suck. Not only does it take me forever to finish, but it's also hard for me to keep an erection. On the positive side, hey, I've got great stamina. On the negative side, hope you like some soft serve dick.
I have a new tag to the end of that joke where it goes, I mean, have you ever tried to put a not so well rolled up sleeping bag back into the bag it came in? Yeah, that always gets laughs. And then I've got another joke that I did in my first set where it's, well, I'll just play it here. Nah, fuck it. I'll just say it, and then I'll add the new part. When my friends and I get together, or my friends, they all have wives and kids nowadays, and when we get together, one of the common things I'll hear one of the wives say is, kids are so great at this age. I wish they never get older. That's one thing women have in common with pedophiles. Laughs. That's where the laughs go. Yes, yes, yes. And I say, plus both moms and perverts yell, shut up and get in the van. And that's where the big laughs come in. Yes, the big laughs. Shit. When I first told that joke, I didn't have the plus moms and perverts yell, shut up and get in the van, which that came later, and that's really more of the punchline. When I first told that joke and I ended with pedophiles, I think that's how I ended my first set ever doing comedy, was ended with that joke. That's what moms have in common with pedophiles. Got laughs, but it's not even really a punchline. It's just a comparison, but it worked well enough on its own. But now I got the perverts and moms yell, shut up and get in the van. And that does the trick. But where was I? Oh, yes, first time. So I didn't want strangers, or I didn't want listeners to be there because I didn't want them to, I didn't want people to be like, oh, that was great, and just be nice. I wanted real reactions from a crowd who had no fucking clue who I was. So if I did good, I did good. If I did bad, I did bad. But that's why you got to have strangers there. Strangers by the lake. That's what you should look up. Look up Stranger by the Lake or Strangers by the Lake. I think it's a gay movie where they jerk each other off and stuff. It's delicious. Maybe the next time I do this, I should do it with the drop machine. If I ever have to do this again. One more time. Should do drops. That would probably put me back in my element instead of just standing in my underwear in my apartment looking out the window like a fucking idiot while my neighbor mows the lawn looking at me like, what's that guy doing? He's we have John. Oh, John Deere. John on a John Deere. Fucking stupid. He turns the corner. It's like I'm a golf guy. This is fucking stupid. All right. Golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass. You should talk to my neighbor, the accountant. Huge ass. Speaking of goofy pants and a fat ass, Brett plays golf every Wednesday, which keeps us from recording on Wednesdays, which lended it in hand to us not recording at all this week. Hoo-wee! When I did stand up for the first time, I know, like, my hand was just shaking so much. But my girlfriend said she couldn't notice it, which I don't know if she's just being nice or actually couldn't notice it. But, boy, I was shaking in my boots up on stage. You can't tell from the audio. But if I had video, it'd be terrible. I don't even like listening to the audio. Listening to audio of yourself or watching video of yourself, not fun. Not fun at all. The only time I haven't minded listening is when I would do best of for the Eric Zane show on the radio. We would, I'd have to sit in the studio and make sure that everything ran right. And so I'd be listening to the whole entire segments. And so I would hear all the best of shows and hear all the best of segments. And tell you what, I thought it was riveting radio. I thought we did good for the, 2 months that we were actually on the air. What was it? What did he start? I started in December of 2016, and then we got let go January 4th, 2019. Those were the days. I wish I would have known that they were coming to an end. Just so I would have quit my second job and just stayed at the station a lot longer, had longer days. Whew. I would always have to dart from I'd be at the radio station around 4:30 a.m. And then I would leave at 11:30, and then I'd go to my second job at noon and work till 4. And then I'd pass the fuck out when I got home. Long days. But I had to make that money because I was making minimum wage working at the radio station. Even when I was a co-host for, for almost a year being a co-host, I made minimum wage. And this is before, I think minimum wage might be up to like $15 now. But this is way before that. This is before all the strikes and all that kind of stuff. People at fast food. McDonald's wanting $15 an hour. I mean, good for them, but tell you what, I wasn't making that kind of money. And the radio station's not going to hike up their numbers to give you more money. Tell you what, they skimp out at every left and right turn that they can. Holy shit. They don't want to give away any money. Speaking of weight loss and losing weight, I'm staring at this bike I've got, this stationary bike. It's a Schwinn. It's fucking awesome. It was like $600. I'm embarrassed to say how much it cost because I don't use it. My girlfriend wants to sell it and get one where you can, that's like where you're sitting down in a chair and then your legs are kind of more up in the air in your bike. So it's more sitting in a seat instead of on a bike seat. Because the bike seat hurts your fucking ass on these things. For some reason, to make something that you're supposed to sit on for hours or whatever, however long you're supposed to sit on it for, they make the seats so goddamn uncomfortable. I tell you what. We ended up getting a new seat called the Bikeroo. And it's a little bit comfier, but damn. What a piece of shit. I can't believe I spent that kind of money. I should just sell it and take that money and go on a trip somewhere. $600? Just sits in the spare bedroom. Does nothing. It's stationary, all right. I'll tell you what. Oh, boy. I remember I didn't even tell Eric when I was going to do stand-up. There was a couple comedians that were coming to Grand Rapids that I wanted to do it before. So it's like shows that I wanted to go to. One of the people or the person I was supposed to do it in front of is the person I'm going to see tonight, Sam Morrell. He was coming to Grand Rapids. And it was, I think, October of 2018. And for some reason, it just didn't work. Oh, it was a special show, so they didn't have open micers. Sometimes they had special shows where tickets were, instead of like $5 on Thursdays, they were, $25 a piece. And they wouldn't have any open micers. Actually, the Thursday shows probably still were like $10 or something like that for special shows. But anyways, they didn't have any open micers. So then the next one was November 29th, 2018. My buddy, Joe List, co-host of the show Tuesdays with Stories. Check that shit out. He's also got a movie coming out called The 4th of July that he did with Louis C.K. He co-wrote. He might have just fully wrote it, and then Louis C.K. directed it. Louis C.K.'s in it, plays his therapist. We'll see if that's any good. But Joe List didn't have a special show, so he had open micers, and that's when I decided to do it. And November 30th, I came into the radio station on Friday and was like, well, I think it was on air. I did stand up. Shocked Eric. But I mean, and it was the best time to do it because that's when right before, Christmas break happened. We were on break for 2 weeks. So good thing I got that out of the way. Got to do it in front of a comedian that I saw or that I liked. He claimed he was paying attention during open micers. He's like, "Oh no, yeah, you didn't bomb. Nobody bombed." But I don't think he was paying attention when I walked by him. He was just on his phone, which, of course, you're just going over notes before he's got to do a whole fucking hour of stand up, so you got to go over notes and everything. So he probably wasn't paying attention. I don't blame him. But that's what I do now before I go on stage is I go over notes. Not really. I just get a few drinks in me, shoot the shit with some people, and then I pay attention while the other comics are on the stage, and then I go up there and I shock the crowds with my takes on sexual harassment. Yes. Well, is this where we end today? Is this where we say goodbye, folks? Is this where we part ways? This might be it. I don't even know if I should post this as a regular episode or if what the fuck I should do. Just fucking freewheeling it here, trying to give you something that you can listen to instead of a best of. Ah, God. I think I should just call this BOMEDY and not have this be a regular episode. That makes more sense. Yes, let's do it that way. But, alright. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Thank you for listening. Go to thebenglaze.com. You can see my comedy dates. Follow me on all social media at thebenglaze. And yeah, BOMEDY.